Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving a match analysis for Ahli versus Fayha. Let's get into this one because there are quite a lot of goals. Fashion Sakala, Zambia Chala. Alright, so this is a set piece, right? Corner. So now look at this. So what we have here is a very intelligent set piece routine. As much as it may seem like this guy is bad at defending, this was intentionally done. This, I do feel this was an intentionally done set piece. They've practiced this, they've worked on this as much as they can. Because this guy is defending. Alright, so these two are near each other. So this is definitely something that's rehearsed or worked out because they're near each other. And then he knows someone. It's one of those, it makes no difference if there was someone marking him or he was just alone. Because the goal of this is to provide a blockade, or should I say a screen, as they say in basketball, so that he can run and then he can, go and go and attack the net. Because look at what happens here. Let me just use the old ways. Alright. So as you see, he starts running. And then you notice how he runs. He doesn't run like this so that he can follow him. Instead, he curves his run. I might have to use a different marker. Yeah, so he curves his run so that he goes here. Is it to the back post? Something? I don't know if it's back post or front post, but yeah. So what he does is that he uses this well-made screen, because this is what I was saying. It doesn't matter if another player came to defend him or not, because most likely he would have put his body, he would have been in front of him. So he runs around them. He uses this play properly because yes, he has to go through them, but it makes it much more. It's one of those things that he doesn't know. He doesn't know when he's going to start to run. So he has that added advantage that he decides when he is going to run. He only has to he has to react to it. He runs, and then it's like as the ball is coming in, they make sure this guy makes sure that he makes it as difficult as possible for him to follow him. But then if you also look at it, it's a good play. But then again, sorry, not okay. As you play it forward, look at what he does. He deceives him. This is definitely rehearsed because he actually does the right thing. He follows through. He makes the assumption that no, I'm going to follow him. We're going to meet each other in the middle. If he goes this way, I'll match him up this way. So what he does is this is a very okay. This is a. I wonder who came up with this set piece routine because rather than do that, he stops and then he decides to attack this other space because he's running there. Everyone's making sure they make as much trouble as they can on this particular side. Because look at how many players are here. Look at how many. Look at how crowded it is in this particular area. But then look at this. Let's draw a line on the. Oh, let me use it. I just love using this straight line too. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Almost everyone, most of the players are in this part and this part. Then what he does, he attacks the ball and they do meet, but it's one of those. He is not really expecting someone to be behind him, and this is why they say just jump. He does jump, but maybe he could have jumped while he's pushing back. But this is a lovely set piece routine. It's just to cause confusion. That movement there, and he's focusing on the ball. I can understand. I do feel he could have taken just a quick glance, but unfortunately he doesn't, and that's a real work. That's a well worked goal. That's something that's been practiced. Okay, so again, it's going to happen again, isn't it? And then it's a funny thing whereby it's one of those. All right, so yeah, that's a good header. So now, once again, another. What is the corner? So not that's a corner, set piece, whatever. All right, so it's one of those things. It's one of those why it reminds me why people advise players use both feet. If you're a left-footed player like Robin, everyone assumes Robin runs, cuts, and shoots. No, 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 no. He doesn't do that all the time. If he was doing that all the time, it would be very obvious. What Robin would do, sometimes he'll drag it down the line. Sometimes he'll just pull it back. He will do so many different variations, but we only notice the ones he does when he scores. Same situation here. But now, what he did last time was that he ran and then he ran up to a particular point, he stopped, then he started running the other way. Now, what this does, especially when you're having another corner routine, in which it's very easy for, what's this word I can use again? It's somewhat easy. It's easy for the defender here to assume he's managed to understand the play. So what he does this time is that, look, notice what happens here. Ball comes in, he follows him, but he is a bit slower because he is worried he might make that fake run. And then unfortunately he's too late, and then there's no one that backs him up. He's running into all this free space. And then this is one thing again about zonal marking, because look at how many players are here. Because if we removed these two, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they are marking only 2 people. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the keeper. And the funny thing, having all these people actually distracts the keeper, because in another case you could actually go and try and catch the ball, but because there's so many people here, it makes it much more difficult. And then number 23, once again he gets caught out. Lovely header again. Wow, that's a really good set piece routine. This time he runs, but I think the defender hesitated because he assumed that he would make the fake run again. And at this point, just get someone else to help him, because he's already conceded one. One goal has already been conceded. I mean, look at this. Is a lovely cross. Keeper, I don't really think he should be that. Also, okay. P.S. I'm not a goalkeeper, but I do feel as if he is. That's too much of a distance. Maybe if he was here. Yeah, maybe, somewhere here. This is just too far. Because if he's a few meters back, a few steps back, I do have a feeling he saves this. Okay, he heads it back, and here's another situation, right? It's one of those, I understand why he takes it first time, but I do feel he did have a chance to take a touch and just hit it. Because I do not know this striker, but I have a feeling he is on his stronger foot, so he decides to take a shot. And that's one thing that happens a lot in football. Alright, let's say a player would rather take a very, very horribly positioned shot on his strong foot than take a well-placed, like taking a shot in a very good position on their weak foot. Because I have a feeling he could have taken a touch, shoot. Because this, not really much was going to happen from it. But a header from almost near the halfway line managed to reach there. Another set piece routine. If I was number 23, the guy that will let the other guy score 2 headers, I'd be worried. Let's see what happens. It comes from a different area this time. Ivan Toney. So what he basically does is bully him. That's what he does. He bullies him. Oh, sorry. I thought I was using the box. Here. I mean, he just bullies him. Look at that. He just, what's that? What? He just move, man. Just bullies him off the ball. Sometimes it can just be as easy as that. Just bully someone off the ball and you score. I mean, there's no, like, look at that. Okay, I could say, I mean, just look at this. He just bullies him off the ball. It's funny, but then it's okay. I can say it's mainly funny, because just look at this. At least for the other guy, you could say he had brilliant movement and whatnot. Ivan Toney just makes sure he keeps his distance from the player, and he does that. He just gets overpowered. He just overpowers this man. Now this here is something funny. Alright, so he plays really a nothing ball. He kicks it in front, hoping something happens, isn't it? Yeah. Here, everything is okay. Now, this is where in football, these are two things I want to point out. This is where in football, make the decision rather than you regretting not making a decision. Because this guy here, okay, that's the first part. Make a decision before you regret not making a decision. Second part, goalkeepers. There is no reason for him to be this high up. I would rather have the goalkeeper near or just in his box so he can properly use the space that's allocated for him. By that I mean this line here where he can hold the ball. I understand it may be a back pass, but if he stands further back, it means he has more time to receive, more time to take a touch, more time to look forward and do whatever. Yes, but him coming closer puts more problems on the defender. And the defender here decides not to make that decision. At any point, he could pass it. Well, let me just use the other one. He could pass it here, pass it there, pass it there. He could even just like lay it to his keeper, pass it here, so that, or pass it here, or pass it there, depending if he's a left or right footer. So the keeper just hits the ball very hard, it goes to the other side. Instead, what he does, I have no idea. He does not make any of those decisions, and then here is where you put yourself in more problems. He, goalkeeper here, should have been a few steps back so that he makes that passing. Okay, he at least can do that thing whereby he touches the ball with his feet and picks it up. Instead, he nullifies his advantage of being able to hold the ball because he is on the line and we all know that he's not going to catch it from there. And then the defender, just pass it, pass it, pass it, pass it. Instead, what they do is this. Whatever, I mean, and the worst part is these players, the goalkeeper is playing in a stadium where there are over 100 cameras, there is VAR, and the ref has an earpiece with people communicating with him, everything that's happening. Why would you be doing this in a room full of cameras? Come on. And there's also the linesman here, like, there's no point to be doing this in 2025. Even 20 years ago, it would be risky. Doing this now with all the cameras in, come on. I don't know. I have a feeling he made a specific selection and he put a lot of money on it. Because there's just no way. He misses the ball. The defender can easily, this is such a nothing situation. He can pass it here. He can hold it. And the goalkeeper here panics. There's so much wrong here. Anyway, there's so much more I would have said about that goalkeeping situation. Otherwise, I'll just leave it there. Ball is played into the box. And that's already a problem. So where does the problem start from? Because he is forced to make a challenge. I will not comment on this. We'll be here the whole day. So this is where you start asking where he is forced to make a challenge. So why is he forced to make the challenge? Alright, so here we have... Alright, so here this is basically a 2v1. There's not really anyone covering for him or anyone in front of him that can prevent this. So there's only so much he is limited to do. But except he sees this. He sees what's happening here. In fact, this isn't the best. I prefer using this particular drawing to illustrate someone's vision. The arrow doesn't really do justice. So he can see what's happening here. He sees that this guy here has been double teamed. He can see the space in behind him. So he can also go there or just put himself in a position where he can attack, where he can go and defend this space in case his man gets beaten. But let's see what happens. Okay, so already I understand there is a man here, but at that point that's where the ball is, and he can also come to cover here. Not really cover, but he can run towards and create more pressure. But otherwise, I would have rather he cut that space out, because if he runs there, the two of them, they can actually stop this. But he just decided to watch. He is trying to play offside, and then I feel this is a bit rash because he should have just stayed up. There's no need to go down. Yeah, there was no need for him to go down. And it's the same player that scored the 2 goals. Look at this, and that's Mahrez. That's a really good dribbler. You do not want to be going on the floor, because he can do. You would rather just stay on your feet and just make sure you're in a position to run with him. Ivan Tony, we all know his record from penalties, and another great one. But otherwise, the defender really needed backup, and they just left him out to dry. But he also shouldn't have just gone down like that. And then look at this. Look at this goalkeeper here. He's watching, and then as he jumps, I think that's when he makes a decision. And that's the thing about the jump. It gives you a little bit. It gives you that fraction of a second. You can even change where you want to shoot. But I think it was something that was set in his mind. All right, and this is Riyad Mahrez. You're leaving one view. Okay, yeah, great penalty. So now this is interesting because they actually have enough men to deal with this. Okay, here this is okay. If we do it from here, this is a 3v3, right? But now the problem is you can. It's a funny thing whereby you can 3v3, right? You can assume, oh yeah, it's possible to defend that. But now there are certain players you just have to double up on. Riyad Mahrez, the man has unbelievable first touch. He's a very good dribbler and he can shoot. This is a person you'd want to have at least two people marking. One person to actually engage, another person to be the backup, because there's a high likelihood he gets past the first man, and the whole point of the second person is just to slow Mahrez down. Because here, I mean, look at this. This is a somewhat decent ball. He takes it, and then to make matters worse, instead of him actually going to engage, or what other people do is, as they are moving back, they track back at a slower pace so that eventually they meet up with the striker. He tracks back and then he gives Riyad Mahrez. Let me repeat that. He gives Riyad Mahrez more space to just allow him to take a sight on goal and shoot. And then he tracks back, sorry, not tracks back, but he tries to put a tackle in way too late. And by that time, Mahrez has seen the keeper, he's seen the goal, and he's already decided what he's going to do. That's a good finish. That's a very, very good finish. But otherwise, this is just funny defending, because here's the thing. He's here, right? He is taking way too many steps back, because at this point here, alright, this is just to take note. If you're defending, if you're playing on a very, very good pitch, this line here, if they have a patch like this line here, the one that connects to the 18-yard line and here, you want to at least, this is somewhere, maybe if it's like this patch, maybe in the middle here, that's when you have to stop moving back and look to engage. Because him just moving back and back and back that's the last thing you want. If you're going to get beaten, at least try. Instead, he gives Mahrez the space, and did you see how quick he took that shot? Look at that. Look. Have you seen that? From the moment he takes a touch to set himself out to the time I mean, that is really quick. That is really quick, and that also, I think that also deceives the keeper. Because look at the touch he takes to set himself up, and then he is already pulling out the shot. And this guy's just got battered. Otherwise, 5-star performance, but that goalkeeper, someone check something, someone do some investigations. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.